Hello everyone. We are back. Uh Started season 1, did a few episodes, but we're back with season 2. I'm going to go a little bit deeper in some of the things I actually already talked about. Um but season 1 was really good. It came kind of give me the intro of exactly what this YouTube channel is going to be about and exactly what will be going on. All right, so we're gonna dive into season 2. With season 2, possibly we'll be talking about, not possibly, we'll be talking about um, the blessings of how God blessed me with my first apartment, my first car. That will just be different segments, but we're talking about from my first apartment, my first car, possibly dating, marriage, and all that other good stuff, and how God is working me with the things He has called me to do and trying to stay focused. So today we're going to talk about how God has blessed me to be where I am, and the next video will be how God blessed my apartment. Okay, so um, first of all, we're going to talk about our book. Show the book. Show the book. Show the book. If you guys have not bought the book, it is $10. You can go on Amazon and look up the title of the book, From Trials of Triumph, What It Takes to Follow God, and by me. So you can definitely look it up. Support, $10. Soon we're going to definitely start getting the t-shirts together. So if you want to buy a t-shirt, you can. But once again, if you have not bought the book, From Trials of Triumph, What It Takes to Follow God, please buy it. Part 2 is coming out one of these days, but we're gonna actually get other books be published too in the meantime. So we're working on some stuff and things are getting done. So this video right now, we're going to just be talking about how what God is doing in my life, and how my life has completely changed, and some other things. So we're just gonna be talking today about just what God is doing. So let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your goodness and your grace and your mercy. Thank you for all that you are doing for us and how you are leading us and guiding us every step of the way. We ask you to forgive us, Lord, for everything that you have done that's not pleasing in your sight. And God, we just thank you for technology, that we can use it to get your word across. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so in the last few months, I have to say, life has completely changed, and that is a good thing. And I want to start back. I'm gonna start back in last year. Okay, so around, let's say, maybe November, maybe October, November, I had moved out of my last doing healthcare and out of my client's house. I was with him for over 2.5 years. But at this time of my life, I knew that if I stayed where I was at, I would not be able to be where I'm at right now. And so I was with my client for 2.5 years. And how many of us know that we all have been in a situation where we feel like, if number one, if we move out of where we feel like we're not say comfortable, we have everything going for us. We have the money, we have everything working out in our favor. Nothing, we're not lacking nothing. We have a place to sleep. Basically, the things that every human needs on a daily. Every human is hungry for on a daily basis. And so I left my client's house. And I do believe that before this even happened, that God was already pulling me from my client's house, but I would not leave because of the simple fact I was scared. And somebody was talking about this on Facebook, that God, He works in mysterious ways, and He wants us to realize that no matter where we are, He has better for us. And so I stayed there because I was actually scared, like, God, I don't have no job, I don't have nothing, so that means I'm gonna be out here by myself. But anyways, God proved Himself to me that part, because even as I left and I packed my stuff and didn't even know how I was gonna get a job or anything like that. I moved. And once I left, was able to, everything that I was experiencing, I was, all the weight lifted off of me. And I want to tell you guys something. Sometimes in life, we can put ourselves into a situation where it can literally bind us because of the things that we experience, the things that we are going through, things that we have up here. But God allows us to see that He is still working with us. No matter where we are, no matter what we stand at, He is working for us. So I want to tell somebody right now, if you ever listen to the video, that God will work for you as long as you continue to keep moving. Sometimes God does have you in a space where He wants you to stay for that season. But once it gets to the point where it becomes too much and you feel like you're basically exhausting all your energy into this one space because of what you're going through, then you need to move out that space. But that's a lesson for all of us that we have to take each and every day. But anyways, I went there and I moved out in November of 2023, a week after Thanksgiving. So I just want to let you guys know I worked with my client for over 2.5 years, and after that, because things were starting to get bad, I ended up leaving there. Remember, I would have no job, I would have no place to stay, and basically I would be homeless again. So I think in the beginning, when I first started this first YouTube channel in 2017, I've been homeless since 2010. I left in June of 2010. I left a month before my mom passed, and she passed July of 2010. So from there, I've been homeless ever since. So even if me leaving my client's house, I was homeless. And God, after I left my client's house, ended up moving into a hotel. And the greatest thing about God is, even when we get to a point where we don't want to move, He still will grace us. And thank God He still graced me. He still provided the money, all of that. So after that, I moved in a hotel, but it wasn't even, by the time I moved in there, like in November, December, all the money was basically, I exhausted all my money. So while I was there, God stretched me a little bit more. And even while I was in that hotel, I faced a way of depression in my life, because I felt like, God, what in the world is going on in my life? Like, I'm so tired of this. I can't, I don't know what's going on. But how many of us know that God has a plan for each one of us? The Bible tells us that before we was even formed in our mother's womb, He knew us. He knew everything we was going to go through. Jeremiah 1:5. And so at that time of my life, I felt disgusted. I felt destroyed. I felt everything you would ever think of a human. And I felt like, God, what is the point of this? But like I just said, God had a plan for me, and I did not realize that. So anyways, like I said, I exhausted all my money in November. December came around, and I kept believing God that God would bless me with another job. And when I was working at my client's house, there was a lot of things that was being done that was not being done fairly. And I realized that. I said, God, I want to get out of this because I want better for myself. And I did not know that by me moving into a hotel, God was just making me stronger from the next leg of my journey. And so I want to let you guys know something else that someone has been teaching me and has been embedded in my head. Do not let anybody make you feel bad about your journey that God has brought you to. Because oftentimes people will make you feel like, you know what, there's no point in this, you're doing it wrong, God didn't tell you to do that, blah, blah, blah. But you have to remind yourself that you are somebody. You have to remind yourself that God has blessed you to be where you are for this moment in time. Okay? So anyways, November came, December came, and God was letting me know when I lived in the hotel that my scenery was changing. And my job every day, while I was waiting for my job and waiting for things to come back the way that I wanted them to, God was just stretching me even the more. And my job every day when I lived in that hotel was to go witness to people. And I would go to the same stores every single day, 3 stores in a row, and go witness and fast and pray. And God stretched me in a way that I was able to see myself in a different light. I was able to see myself and let myself know that God still cared. And anybody listening to this video, let you guys know that no matter what you have going on, he still cares for you. He still loves you. His plan for you is not over. It's up to you. Even if you give up, even if you feel like you cannot go on, he is still moving by his spirit and by his power. So anyways, I was beginning to witness and fast and pray. God, like I just said, God was letting me know that my scenery was changing. And not only that, I didn't know where I was going. I said, Lord, what in the world? So anyways, after December came in, I ended up getting like a lot of interviews. Like I just realized that God was just, opening doors and making ways for me. But I was like, God, there's no job yet. I just keep going to interviews. And finally, the interview I had last, he's like, this is your job. Congratulations, you got the job. And little did I know that this job that I'm working on now is strengthening me, preparing me, and allowing me to see that God is still good. And though the job is very stressful, I am blessed because God has allowed me to see that this job that he has given me is giving me another strength that I never even knew I had. And so even through that, and then after that, I ended up moving in with a friend. So my homeless journey wasn't over yet. I'm telling you guys, that's why you have to trust God in everything. So after I moved into the hotel, I ended up exhausted on my funds, and then I ended up moving with a friend. So anyways, after that, I ended up working my job and all of that. And all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? I need an apartment. And I began to look at apartments and put money down for all these apartments, just moving in faith, because I realized that, faith without works is dead. The Bible tells us that. So whatever you want is in reach. It's just up to you to continue to move and maneuver in that way that you will see God in it and the basis of it all. So anyways, as I was just, believing God, I ended up getting this job. And then, like I said, I needed an apartment. So when I was with my friend's house at that time, I ended up she ended up directing me to this company. And see how God works. He maneuvers everything one step at a time. So by me moving with her, she was able to get me to my next step. So God always has a bridge for each one of us to cross, but you have to be in the right space at that right time, and continue to keep believing and have faith, even in spite of what it looks like. Okay. So I moved in with her at that time, and she allowed me to be directed to this company. And from being directed to this company, the first thing I did was I put in the application for another apartment that was like less than 5 minutes from her house at that time. And of course, I waited and waited and waited, and I didn't hear nothing. So the landlord finally called me and said, well, because of your credit score and because of blah, we can't give you this apartment. And plus, it's a little bit more than what you're making right now, so we can't offer it to you. So, of course, I was disappointed. I was disappointed because I felt like, God, what is the purpose of this? Like, what is the real purpose of this? Anyways, so I kept right on going. And then finally he said, okay, about maybe mid-January, February, he said to me, oh, Shalonda, we have this other apartment, you can look at. And, but this time I knew God was in it because of the simple fact that because of how much that I made in my credit score, instead of charging me 3 times the rent, he only charged me 1 times the rent, 1.5 times the rent, whatever that is. And so I was able to basically say, okay, well, this is the apartment and everything. And then even when I came over here to look at this apartment that I'm in right now, I was so blessed because some of the apartments was on stairs. And I said, oh God, I don't want to climb up no steps. And when I came into this apartment, everything was on the first floor. And so that was a blessing. But God, and also from there, just from saving the money and everything, I knew I went through some troubles right there too. Because then, I ended up moving out my friend's house. And I was like in a place of like, God, what am I supposed to do? So I ended up, like, I think a month before I moved into this apartment, my friend was like, I need you to go and all this stuff. So I had to leave her house. I had to pack up again. I had to pack up my stuff again. So I was homeless again. But I ended up sleeping, like, thank God I had my storage unit, because I was sleeping in there. And that's a Lord, oh my goodness. But I knew, even during that week of me when I was sleeping in that storage unit, my landlord called me and was like, oh, you can't, can you move in a week later? And I was like, no, I can't. And he had this apartment right now. He was doing like renovations and trying to fix it up. But I stayed in that unit, in that storage unit. Now, the storage unit I was in, it had no temperature control. So let's just think about it. It's the middle of February. It's cold. And I'm sleeping on the public storage unit floor. Okay, guys? And so I slept there, but I knew that even in the midst of me being there, I knew I was going to move into my apartment on March 1st. So I kept the faith every night. I would count down like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 while I'm working at my job. And people would be like, at that time I didn't have a car or anything, so I would get on lifts, and the guy would say like, what are you doing over here? I'm like, I'm just getting myself packed up because I'm getting ready to move and move my own place. But I know they would be like, why is she going to this place late at night? Like, because at a certain point the public storage closes, but you can still access the place before 9 o'clock. But God blessed me in that, guys. And so I'm in my own place, and I've been in my own place since March 1st. So God has legitimately carried me from a place of staying here to actually being in my own. And the beauty of it is that God has blessed me so much that this apartment that I live in is right across the street from the beach. So if I feel like I'm going through some things or I need peace, I go right to the beach. And God orchestrated it that way that everything that I need is in the vicinity. We're talking about stores, the laundromat, all this different stuff is in the vicinity. It's less than 10 minutes down the road. So this is my first video, but I'm gonna digress more, but I don't want to make it too long. But I want to tell you guys that I don't care where you're at right now. I don't care about what's going on in your life. I don't care about what your family has done. I don't care about nothing like that. God has a purpose for you. God has a reason why he has allowed you to be here. I'm telling you guys, like, it's nothing wrong with continue to live your life by the help of God. See, the problem is with people, we want to be in like I used to be. I used to play the victim. Oh, God, I can't do because this and that and the fourth. But God has been teaching me I can do. I need you to move forward. And forward is not easy because why, of all the things you've been through, if it's trauma, like my book is all about the things I've been through and how God has blessed me and all of that. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's your brokenness you felt from your family. It could be anything. Like, maybe it could be how God lived in prostitution. It doesn't matter. We're all in the point of our lives where we know that God is still yet in control. And guess what, guys? It's not over. Like, believe it or not, guys, I tell everybody this, is that your journey is your journey. And don't let no one make you feel bad about that. But then I also want to remind you guys that there is a brighter day. Everything that we experience in life it's always a reason why. Whether you understand it or not, there's always a reason why we go through what we go through. And to be real honest, life for me, and I could say this, in a good way, is that he has everything in control for you. It's where you're willing to put yourself into a position that you know that God is still good. I don't care about what no one's saying. I don't care about what they feel. God is still good to us, and we have so many opportunities. Believe it or not, people think that we don't, but we have so many opportunities to share our testimony. Not saying it has to be in the church. It doesn't. It could be anywhere. God could use you at any time to share your testimony about the goodness of God. And let me tell you guys something. Somebody out there needs to hear what God has done for you. And believe it or not, I'm telling you guys, it's all worth it. Everything you ever experienced in your life is worth it. Everything you ever gone through in your life is worth it. No, it's hard. Let me tell you, it's like I told God the other day, it's like you get to a point in your life where you feel like you're doing good. And then all of a sudden, everything starts to break again because you feel like you're starting over again from the beginning. But guess what? He reminds you, I still need you to move forward even in this. I still need you to press even in this. I still need you to move even in this. And I want to tell you guys, like, for those that are listening, you can make it. I don't care what the devil has tried. You survived and you've made it because of God. Like, when you look around and you see what other people are doing and you see where their lives are, you're completely blessed. You're not blessed because of this, that, and the fourth. You're blessed because of him. He's the reason why you're here. So I want you guys to realize that he's able. God is able. And as I end this video, I want to tell you guys, whoever listens to it, to continue to share, tell everybody to subscribe, because there's gonna be more videos coming, and I'm so excited and this season is gonna be different because I'm really gonna, first of all, pray that I stay consistent. I'm gonna try to do a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. But yeah, we're gonna definitely get into some stuff and share some things that God is doing, especially with the book. We're gonna get into a video about that, and what God is doing with that. And this YouTube that God has given me is gonna be just to share what God is doing. I can't wait till one day when I'm dating so I can share that with you guys too. And so, because things are moving so fast, and sometimes it's hard to keep up with it, but it's possible. One day I'm gonna share my school journey with you guys. It's gonna be a little lengthy, but I'm gonna share the school journey because I'm almost close to graduating, and so I'm excited about this season, because this season is gonna be like a happy season because everything is shifting and moving, and different things are going on, and God is showing me different things, and reading the Bible and stuff like that. So I am excited, and like I said, when you guys get the chance, continue to share. Let me know in the comment section, and you guys be blessed. Have a good day.